If you have to pick one.
Fuck, that's a hard question. It's gonna be this one. Probably this one. I bring the high performance. Hi, how are you?
Good, you.
Please welcome. This is my favorite corner in the house, and this is my 5-6 board selection of the boards that I like the most right now. I'm gonna show you each one of them, what they work for, and how I use them. So let's go. Okay, this one is called the Mustache, which is I use it for average waves. It's super flat, super fast. Even for the summer when it's choppy, it goes super fast, super versatile. I use it 2-in on my front side and 2+1 on my back side to have a little bit more control. But it's super fun. It's really useful board for any summer conditions. And then this is the Puka's Fish, which looks like a classic 2-in, which it keeps the retro look, but actually it turns much more radical because it's a little bit narrow in the tail, and it also has a little bit of rocker, so it makes the turns much more quicker and more radical. Okay. So it's a really good board. This is a 5-6, which is a Puka's Beachy mode, which is a simple thruster, but it goes really fast. And actually, if I have to choose one board that I really like, it's always the thruster. Even if I'm using anything, I really like to high performance. So this is a great board for that. Okay, this is the Space Oddity, which is a board that it's called one Quiver board. And it works for everything. It's a 6 on every condition. So it's a really interesting board to have it in your quiver, because you can bring it to a surf trip and it's going to work if it's shallow and heavy barrels, it's going to work, and if it's normal beach break waves, it's going to work, point breaks, it's going to work. So it's very versatile. It's not too wide, it's not too narrow, it's got a little bit of rocker but not too much. It's a thruster, and it's not too thin but not too fat also. Okay. So I think everything is a board that everything does well. Okay. Everything does well. If you want to go more specific, you go to all the other ones. But if you just want to surf and have fun and get waves, this one is gonna work. Okay. I really like it. But if we have to go for a barrels wave, right now this is a board that I really like, which is the Flying Diamond. It's got a lot of volume in the front and not much rocker, so it's got a really good paddle if you want a barrel. Yeah. And then I really like the 20s in barrels because you go super fast at the same time. Even if the tail is narrow, it's still like you go super fast in the barrel.
Even front side or back side?
Front side, back side, and really good for turns. I would say it's not, when the waves are seated, it's not the fastest. Yeah. But when the waves get a little bit of power, it goes in the rails, and it's really good. I would call this board a 4x4, and also the last one, it's a 4x4 but in mid-length. It really works in many different conditions. It's got a really good paddle. It looks a little bit like a normal pintail, but it's actually a 20. It's called the Magnetic. Puka's Magnetic. What size? It's a 6'9". It's a weapon. I really like it. It's really good for strong waves, super powerful, mundaka, big. But it's also fun for small, like mid-length waves. It's fun. For a mid-length, for a 6'8", 6'9", you don't have to move your feet a lot back and forward. So for someone that comes from a high-performance board, it's really easy to adapt. That's how it thinks. So it's super versatile. I think it's really important also to understand how to move the feet in every board. Because if we go to this one, you have to go back and forward all the time. And if you go to this one, which would be the opposite, it's smaller, your feet don't move back and forward that much, but they move left and right because your feet needs to be in one rail and the other. So as soon as you understand that, you can adapt, you can find your feet in the board in less time. Gives you a lot of paddle and a lot of speed also. So for good waves and big waves, it's really good. And also for small waves, you go super fast, but at the same time, one thing you have to know that you have to like more straight lines and not go as vertical. You have to understand that for a board like this. Yeah. If not, it's not going to work. But as soon as you understand the lines, you can surf small waves and it's super fun. So you have to go like a little bit away from the white water, and then you can, like, with all the speed, you can carve and go back up. Yeah. My boards, you don't need as much effort to surf, so I can be longer. But I think I've been in that situation when I was younger. When I was super young, I was surfing all day. Then I spent some time that I couldn't understand why I only wanted to get like barrel. And then I started with different boards and started to understand different lines. And then that's when I started to enjoy every wave. And today is the day that if the waves are really silly, I have a good tool to go and have fun. I think it's more about understanding the board you need for those waves. Then you have fun. Because the wave always have the speed, so you just need the right board to get that speed. Fuck, that's a hard question. I don't know. I think I should think getting older too. One for all my life.
Yeah. The rest
So probably I'm sad to say that, but I want the fastest one, so it's gonna be this one. Okay. If there is one board I would bring to a surf trip, would be probably this one, because it's the most versatile. And if there is one board I would enjoy the most, if the waves are like really good and fun, still the high performance is the one that I like more. Even the people think that in getting older they will like, like twinis and this, but for me, like seeing the kids ripping in the beach break makes me go with them and it makes me rip and feel young, no? So every time there's ways for that, I bring the high performance and that's the most fun for me. No, man. I think every person has a different steps in their lives, no? So as soon as I was talking to Nacho these days also, and he doesn't understand these boards yet, I think, maybe later, but he's fine with high performance, only with high performance, and I think it's totally fine. You don't have to do it. But to me, opening the mind and having different lines is very enriching. Also, I always think that I would like to surf until I'm 80 years old. So you have to adapt. And the truth is that you have to say goodbye to many things. Your body, I feel really strong, but your body one day is going to tell me, okay, this is the limit, and then there's another limit. So you have to say goodbye to your body too. If you want to keep the stoke surfing, because if you keep surfing with a high performance, with with 60 years old, and the waves are not strong, then it's going to be a lot of frustration. He always makes laugh because he said, fuck, with this board, when I surf, he said, fuck, you only do cutbacks. For him, it's super boring, which I understand. I think there's too many things, man, in a board. There's rockers, and there's different setups on the fins, and there's wide, and there's the volume, so you have to play with all that. And then you cook all that, and then there's a good board. But I don't have like something specific. I'm open to use everything, and actually a lot of people are talking these days of the liters, how many liters you use, and for me that's not a formula. It can help, but for me that's not a formula, because if you have like 25 liters and the board is flat or it has rocker, the effect in the wave is completely the opposite. So it's not. There's not a formula. There's too many circumstances that change the board. Like surfing, it's having fun, So as soon as you adapt, when you go in the sea, you leave everything behind and just to have fun with the sea, And that's my goal. Like the kids, I think like surfers, what surf gives you is make you feel like a kid playing in the water. So that's my goal, Be 80 years old and play in the water.